coming out of Southeast Houston. Houston police say two teenagers got into a shootout with police in the middle of the day at an apartment complex filled with families. Thank you for joining us. I'm Bill Barajas. This happened near Park Place Boulevard and Detroit Street. Those teenage suspects were both injured and taken to the hospital. KPRC2's Mario Diaz was the first reporter at the scene. He joins us now live. Mario, were any members of law enforcement injured?
Bill, HPD tells us that no member of the department was injured in this shootout. However, what is striking, two teenagers were involved. This is the scene behind me here at the Park DeVille apartment complex in Southeast Houston. Let me break this down exactly as to what happened here. Management contacts HPD. They appear to be walking down from somewhere in that direction, probably down the other sidewalk, and they show up with a couple of members of HPD. They say, we're concerned about someone trespassing inside of a unit here. So they go to that apartment that's open. Officers come in and they notice right away that there is a male suspect that has a gun on him. They see it visually. They retreat. And what they do is, according to the department, you had a couple of officers retreat over here, and you also had officers back behind the building as well. And you can see this area is kind of cordoned off here. You have some officers who are actually working it still. And what happened is the suspects end up breaking a window out in the back end of the apartment, according to HPD leadership. And they're trying to come out through the back window, and that's when they get surprised, and there's officers behind here waiting. There's a teenage girl, she's 15 years old, a male suspect, he's 17. They engage in the shootout. The male does with the officers. He ends up getting shot in the upper body, rushed to surgery at last check. We still don't know what his current condition is, but HPD says that he was conscious when he was taken from this apartment complex. But just look at this here. You have kids all around here. These are families that live here, and this all happens in the middle of the day at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It appears there was just no respect for the families that lived here and law enforcement. Here's what HPD leadership had to say.
And it's very alarming, and that's something that we are starting to see in our city. So we're working very hard to try to curb that.
And for these two young people to somehow get weapons, making bad decisions, not knowing there's consequences, and shooting at the police is not a very smart thing to do.
Again, alarming that it happens in the middle of the day, as well as the ages. Let me repeat that. The suspect, he is 17 years old, and the other suspect that was with him, a 15-year-old girl. It is not known exactly what the relationship was, whether or not they were siblings, they were friends, or just hanging out together as a couple. We are also waiting from HPD again to provide an update on the male who was rushed to Memorial Hermann after this shootout, taken into surgery, but again, he was conscious, according to HPD leadership. Now, the two officers that were involved in this shooting, according to HPD, they are veterans of the department. One has 13 years on the force, the other has 30 years with HPD. They have been placed on administrative leave. Now, before you jump into any conclusions while they're being placed on leave after the shooting, this is what happens with every single shooting within HPD. This way, a proper investigation can be conducted, and then they are in that situation until that investigation is complete. That's the very latest here at the Park DeVille apartment complex in Southeast Houston. Mario Diaz, KPRC2 News.